Okay. Okay. Getting sick is probably one of the most annoying and worst things anybody could ever experience. So, the solution for that has been coming up with vaccines. Today, we'll be talking to you about vaccinations, how they work, and the history of where they even came from. I've known what these are like, as my mom was one of those moms that made me go every single year for the deadly disease that she thought was going to kill me that year. So I've been getting them every year since like probably 7 years old. So, and my mom would always ask the doctors about how these worked and what they were doing to my body because she's that person. It's awful. But it was fun. So, going back, starting talking about where vaccinations came from, we'll go back to 1790s to a time when the world was being ravished by smallpox disease. And with its 50% mortality rate, it was absolutely devastating European countries and the African and Indian nations. Yeah. So, awful disease until 1796. A man named Edward Jenner came out, a scientist who was practicing with saline solution, and he invented the cure for the smallpox disease, which he tested on a small boy who developed immunity to it, and for this the vaccinations was born. According to a website called Do Something, is an organization that is to distribute vaccinations across the world. Vaccinations have saved 2.5 billion lives through the disease preventing stuff. Now that we know a little bit about what diseases do, I'll tell you where they came from. I'll tell you what they actually do. So when a vaccine is put into your body, it is to support your antibodies. When the disease comes in, pathogens into your body, which make you sick, and your antibody success or failure to get rid of these pathogens determines if you get sick or not. Antibodies are kind of a unique thing in your body as they can learn and figure out how things work. And if they develop how pathogen works and how to kill it, they'll remember that. And so once in the future, if that ever gets back in your body, it won't be a problem. They'll eradicate it as they have a memory installed in them. So what the vaccine does is it puts in like a dummy or a live or dead pathogen of that specific virus or disease you're trying to eradicate. And in a way, it trains the antibodies on how to defeat that pathogen. According to the CDC, the CDC has all the information behind this, the Center for Disease and Control, and talks more in depth about how they specifically attack specific strains of pathogen, as each disease, as you know, is different and causes different effects and all that. So why should we get vaccinations? What would be the benefit of them? The best thing is they provide immunity, and you won't get somewhat life-threatening or crippling diseases that you would normally get. And through these, we've been able to get rid of things like polio and malaria in the United States because of these vaccinations. And not only you, but they help to prevent your family and friends from getting sick. The NIAID, the National Center of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, has termed a phrase called herding, where a bunch in the community get a vaccination and prevent that whole area from getting this type of sickness and hopefully eradicating it from a certain area. In conclusion, vaccinations are very, although there's words like things against them, they're very good, and through the history and the purpose and what they do now, it's easy to see that they would be very good in the world. Okay, yeah. This is how I gotta scan it. A support thing. Okay.